So we're almost there. Long elections, 7 phases. And the sixth phase of this particular Lok Sabha election will be held on May 25th, 2024. So what should one expect? Whereas 7 seats in this particular phase are reserved for members belonging to scheduled castes, 2 seats are reserved for members belonging to scheduled tribes. In 2019, the NDA had swept 45 out of these 58 seats, with the BJP single-handedly winning 40. The Congress could not win a single seat in 2019 across these 58 seats. The UPA could score just one seat, courtesy the National Conference in Jammu and Kashmir. Non-aligned parties like the BJD, Trinamool Congress, SP and the BSP in 2019 won a total of 12 seats amongst them. Personally speaking, I'll be looking out for the 2 single-phase states, Delhi and Haryana. Total of 17 seats. The BJP has been doing exceptionally well in these 2 regions over the last 10 years. In 2014, they won 16 of these 17 seats. In 2019, they won 17 of the 17 seats. This time around, things may not be as easy because the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party have struck an alliance for both these states. Plus, there's enough anti-incumbency at the local level against the members of parliament. Probably the reason behind the BJP changing 6 out of its 7 candidates in Delhi and also changing several candidates in Haryana. So as things stand, it seems that in Delhi, there might be a good contest in 2 to 3 seats, whereas in Haryana, as many as 4 to 5 seats may witness a good contest between the BJP and the India Alliance. In Uttar Pradesh, a very important region for the India Alliance, Purvanchal or Eastern Uttar Pradesh, goes to the polls. This is an area where the SP did really well in 2022. Although in 2019, despite the SP-BSP Gadbandhan, the BJP did well. However, the SP-BSP also scored some seats in this particular area. Although in 2019, despite the SP-BSP Gadbandhan doing relatively well in this region, the BJP actually emerged stronger and more or less dominated the region. In this part of Uttar Pradesh, EBCs, Yadavs, Muslims, Thakurs, Brahmins hold sway in different seats and different regions. So it's difficult to generalize, but each seat has its own caste calculus, in which case the role of Mayawati ji's BSP becomes important, because in certain constituencies, her candidates may not be able to win, but they can damage the BJP or the India candidates' prospects. An interesting seat on which I've already made a video is that of Bhadohi, where the India Alliance is represented by the Trinamool Congress. Imagine Trinamool Congress in Uttar Pradesh. In Bihar, the northwestern region goes to the polls. Some of these are BJP strongholds like East and West Champaran and Shohar. In certain seats, very localized caste-based combinations will be tested. For instance, in Siwan, the RJD and JDU will lock horns, but what has made this contest very interesting is the entry of Hina Shahab, the wife of Muhammad Shahabuddin. Siwan, for instance, will witness a very interesting contest. Although the RJD and JDU are locking horns in this particular seat, the entry of Hina Shahab, the wife of the late Member of Parliament Muhammad Shahabuddin, has made this seat even more interesting. Similarly, in Maharajganj, the son of the Congress's state president is contesting. In Vaishali, the RJD has fielded a local strongman against the LJP's sitting candidate. So all in all, in Bihar, it seems like except for a few seats, everything is up in the air. The caste calculus is very complicated. And eventually it will depend on what the voter is looking at, whether they're looking at the PM or they're looking at the Member of Parliament. If it's the PM, then the NDA has an edge. But if it's the Member of Parliament, it is possible that the India Alliance might do well in some seats. In Jharkhand, the eastern region goes to the polls. Ranchi, Jamshedpur, Dhanbad and Giridih. As per what I understand, Ranchi and Jharkhand look good for the BJP, but in Giridih and Dhanbad, there'll be a tough fight. In Dhanbad, Mr. Saryu Rai, who's an important figure in Jharkhand politics, if you follow it, has lent his support to the India Alliance, more or less. Whereas in Giridih, the entry of an independent candidate has made the contest triangular, and we really don't know what it's going to end up looking like. In West Bengal, the southwestern part goes to the polls. This was a BJP bastion in 2019, although the Trinamool recovered some ground in 2021. So it remains to be seen whether the BJP can retain its bastion or maybe add to it, or the Trinamool will make further inroads continue from 2021. Finally, in Odisha, we are moving more and more towards the north. And in this particular round, 3 important BJP candidates, Mr. Sambit Patra, Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan, and Mr. Prajda Sarangi will be in the fray. So all in all, the penultimate phase of the Lok Sabha election promises to be a cracker. We'll be following it. So should you. This was today's Ballot Ki Baat. Before I leave, the answer to yesterday's question and then today's question. Yesterday, I asked you which candidate in the current Lok Sabha election once fought a case that involved the rights of private Indian citizens of unfurling or hoisting the national flag. And the answer is Mr. Naveen Jindal, who's contesting from a BJP ticket from Haryana. Today's question is pretty straightforward, close to my heart. Which current parliamentarian born in the 1950s attended my alma mater, the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy, Tufts University in Boston? Do send in your answers. I'll be back with another Ballot Ki Baat and another question. Until then, thank you so much and take good care of yourselves.